there are just a few things that I want to mention to everyone before the band gets started, which they're going to do in just a few minutes. One is obviously the admission into the hall here is free. However, we have these donation buckets on all the tables and scattered around in a couple of other places. And we would really appreciate it if you could see in your heart to give us a few bucks. Like I always say, unlike the 7-Eleven, we will take a $100 bill. But we won't take a bill for $100. So there's a difference there. Another couple of reminders at the admission desk up there. We have the tickets for a 50-50 raffle. If you would like to participate in that, you can. You do have to be here when the number is called in order to be a winner, okay? So keep that in mind. And there's plenty more raffle tickets up there. Over on this table against the wall, some of the church people have donated some very nice gift items, and we're having a silent auction for them over there. And whoever is the high bidder on the silent auction will be notified today. And if you can't be here for that notification, give us your contact information, and we will call you and let you know that you were the high bidder. Up at the admission desk again, we do have an email list. We send out an email every time, about a week before every show that we do. And if you would like to be on that list, I promise you we will not inundate you with emails. You will only get an email once for each show. So if you will, give us your name and your email address up there. We will be glad to take care of that. This is our last show for 2022. We are closed for December, January, and February, and the music in one form or another will start again in March. So we will, of course, let everyone know. We will put it on Facebook and put it on the church website and send it out in emails and all that kind of thing. So just so you know that we're getting ready. We now have an outdoor pavilion, which is over behind the preschool and up at the other end of the building up here. And some of those shows next year will be outdoors. And it's a lot of fun. It really is. And I think that you will enjoy that. So unless somebody wants to hear me talk for another 20 minutes, I think it's time for somebody that you've heard of. How about give a hand to the J.Max McKee Band.
Wow. Y'all a good-looking crowd out there tonight. It's always a great honor to be down here. I love coming down here. Sometimes we have a four-piece band, but there ain't one problem. Our fourth one, he's a preacher. And you know how preachers are. Sometimes they can't leave the flock. And so there must be something going on with the flock. But that's okay. How many here has ever seen J.Max McKee before? Oh, yeah. Now, for the ones who haven't, we ain't seen you either, so we're on equal playing ground tonight. How's that sound? I want to say happy Thanksgiving, too, while I'm thinking about it. And here's the way we play the letter. We rear back and let her fly. I know the first song I'm going to do, and while I'm singing, I'll figure up the second song I'm going to do.
And we ain't got no idea what he's going to do. And that's the truth.
I've had people even come up on stage when I get through hunting. Where's all them songs, that list at? I'll just keep it up here. Yep. So anyway, we'll start out. Let's do the Lonesome Road Blues. And we'll start out and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll talk a little bit. You know the routine. So, all right, let's go. Now I'm going down this long, lonesome road. Oh, I'm going going down this long, lonesome road. I'm going down this long, lonesome road, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. Well, blues, lonesome road blues, I got these lonesome road blues. Blues, lonesome road blues, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. These Walmart shoes hurt my feet. These Walmart shoes hurt my feet. These Walmart shoes hurt my feet, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. Well, blues, lonesome road blues, I got these lonesome road blues. Blues, lonesome road blues, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. They fed me on cornbread and beans. They fed me on cornbread and beans. They fed me on cornbread and beans, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. Well, blues, lonesome road blues, I got these lonesome road blues. Blues, lonesome road blues, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. Another blues, the Rocky Road blues, while we're there. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Oh no. Now the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man woman and gone. Well, I got the blues, I walked holes in both of my shoes. I got the blues, I walked holes in both of my shoes. Said my baby went away and left me with them doggone blues. Oh, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Oh no. Now the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone. Well, you never miss your water run till the well runs dry. Well, you never miss your water run till the well runs dry. You'll never miss your woman until she says goodbye. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Oh no. Now the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone. Let's hear the bass one day. You bring my woman back home.
Lord, Lord.
I wish to the Lord you'd bring my woman back home.
Lord, Lord.
I I don't miss a soul, just don't wanna be alone. Oh, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Oh no. Now the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone. Let's do that again. Oh, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Oh no. Now the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone. Oh, lay, lay, oh, lay. Oh, the rock and roll blues. Let's take them down to the Grand Ole Opry for a little bit like it used to be. You ready? Come and listen to my story, if you will. I'm gonna tell about a gang of fellas from down in Nashville. First I'll start with old Red Foley doing a Chattanooga shoe. Can't forget Hank Williams with his good old lovesick blues. It's time for Roy Acuff riding Memphis on his train. Minnie Pearl and Rod Bradfield playing their little game. Turn on all your radios, I know that you can't wait. There's little Jimmy Dickens and his old Colt Hater and Wade.
There'll be guitars and fiddles and banjo playing too. Bill Monroe singing out the old Kentucky blues.
Ernest Tubbs numbers, two wrongs don't make a right. At the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night. There's Lonzo and Oscar popping bubble gum. George Morgan singing Candy Kisses Yum Yum. Got a hole in my bucket bringing in that Georgia mail. We sing Sunny Side of the Mountain and dance to the chicken rail.
There'll be guitars and fiddles and banjo playing too. Bill Monroe singing up the old Kentucky blues.
Ernest Tubbs number, two wrongs don't make a right. At the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night. You can talk about your singers in all kinds of ways. None can beat the old song by Bradley Kincaid. His old hound dog guitar and the famous bootail fly. There's Hank Snow string bean and old fiddling Chubby Wise.
There'll be guitars and fiddles and banjo playing too. Bill Monroe singing up the old Kentucky blues.
Ernest Tubbs number, two wrongs don't make a right. At the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night. At the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night. We'll slow it down a little bit and let Ken sing a real pretty song called The Iron Curtain. C chord, sonny.
There's an iron curtain, darling, that's between your heart and mine, and it seems it's getting stronger all the time. You don't want me, you don't need me, but I'll keep on hanging around. And I know someday my love will tear that iron curtain down. Don't be afraid to love me, for I swear it will last. Darling, is it fair to judge me by someone in your past? You don't want me, you don't need me, but I'll keep on hanging around. And I know someday my love will tear that iron curtain down. Someone's hurt you in the past, dear, and the memories linger on. But to live your life in darkness is a shame. If you'll only let me love you, soon your heartaches will be gone. Let my loving arms become your iron curtain from now on. Don't be afraid to love me, for I swear it will last. Darling, is it fair to judge me by someone in your past? You don't want me, you don't need me, but I'll keep on hanging around. And I know someday my love will tear that iron curtain down. And I know someday my love will tear that iron curtain down.
The Iron Curtain. Little Foggy Mountain Breakdown for you. Hung up. Well, the fog is rolling down the river. Dark clouds hang mighty low. It's a long, long way from old St. Louis to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, I make my home on the Mississippi. I'm a roustabout on a steamboat line. we hit the deck on a Monday morning, but we make the dock on Saturday night. Well, I had me a girl way up in Shelby. I stopped by every chance I had, but she ran off with a banjo picker, with a little mustache and a new silk suit. Well, I made my home on the Mississippi. I'm a roustabout on the steamboat line. We hit the deck on a Monday morning, but we make the dock on a Saturday night. Now when I die, I want one favor. Don't bury me in the cold ground. Just roll me out to the middle of the river and roll me over and point me south. Well, I made my home on the Mississippi. I'm a roustabout on the steamboat line. We hit the deck on a Monday morning, but we make the dock on Saturday night. But we make the dock on Saturday night. Uh-oh. Ain't but one problem with this song. We always knew how to start it, but we don't know how to stop it. Give me about 20 minutes and I'll figure this out, okay? Oh, I got it. I got it, guys. You ready? Let's do a little bit of Remington Ride. Y'all know that one? Right there at GBI. Remington Ride. I just thought of nothing I want to do before I talk here. A good friend of mine, for years we didn't have a Walmart store where I live. And anyway, are you all right? Oh, okay. He's just getting him a drink of water there. I keep an eye on my guitar player. But anyway, we didn't have a Walmart store for years, you know. And this lady named Sadie Thrower. And Jack's Thrower, he stood about 6'4", big tall guy. And they loved each other, good folks. And everywhere I played, they'd come out. And anyway, we got this Walmart store that stayed open 24/7 back then. Well, Sadie decides she's going out there. Well, Jack can't hardly get her to come home. She likes Walmart so well. And she even put a sign on her house, "Going to Walmart when she's gone." And Jack was telling me all this, and he said, you know, look like I might have to be buried over there where she'll see me every day. That's how bad it was. So one Sunday morning, I was getting ready to go to church, and it dawned on me, hey, what about a song, Shopping Sadie and Super Walmart? So I'm going to see if I can do this for you, okay? All right, here we go, guys. It's been a while since we've done this, and I hope I remember the words. This married couple that we know, they love each other so, until they built that super Walmart. Now Sadie, she is gone a lot. Now Sadie loves to shop at Walmart. She leaves Smiling Jack home a lot. She says she'll bury him at Walmart. That way she will see him a lot. There's a sign on her house, "Going to Walmart." She got credit cards, she uses them a lot. Now Jack, he tried to retire, but he had to take a job at Walmart. And now he says he sees Sadie a lot. He bought a new motor home and parked it at Walmart. And now they see each other every day, 'cause Sadie likes to shop at Walmart. That woman loves that super Walmart. All right, I'm gonna take a few minutes. I told you we start out, we don't really know what we're gonna do, so we just do it when we get there. I like that. Sort of keeps the boys up here like a deer in the headlights. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, we done been run over here. But anyway, this is a good bunch of guys up here. I'll start with the one on my left right there. You won't find no honester guy than this gentleman over here. I really like him. He's been married about 8 times, but that don't bother me as long as he's picking that guitar and singing. I told Eddie Adcock, if anybody knows him out of Nashville, I said, Ken been married 8 times. I said, you reckon he'll make a Nashville musician? He said, oh, yeah, he'll make a Nashville musician. But now I'm going to clear that up. He's not been married no 8 times. But he can't keep a wife, I will say that. But anyway, I better move on here. But
truth is, I've done it twice, and I ain't swinging on the 3rd pitch. It ain't happening no more.
Well, we'll get over on them little piggies too, that's why, but not right now. I'm trying to be nice here.
I raise guinea pigs, but I just don't see that I need no wife, Max. 'Cause every time I get a wife, it don't matter how long I date. When I get married, it lasts 5 years, and that's it. And I just can't do that no more. But ain't no 8 times, good grief. But you know, living the single life is really not that bad. I did learn some important lessons. One of the first things I learned is you can't cook cream of chicken soup and it not come out lumpy. I don't care what you put in it. If you put water in it, it comes out lumpy. And what I ended up doing is just dump the cream of chicken soup in the blender and put it on that thing that says puree. And then when you pour it out, it don't come out lumpy. And I also learned don't ever wash your whites and colored clothes together and put Clorox in it, because it turns everything pink.
I'm not even going there. Let me go back.
And that's the truth. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
Let me go. We'll get that letter. I'll tell you, these people here like music here. Y'all having a good time so far? Hey, good. That's what I want you to do. I tell you, we feature a lot of entertainment and picking, sure enough, but we love what we do. The good Lord gave us the talent, and we want to use it, and we hope y'all enjoy it. Now, back over here, he is honest, really, and I appreciate him. He works in law enforcement, and he draws 3 retirements and then went back to work again, so I really like him. He looks after me. But I could give him $10,000 right now and tell him Monday I want my money in the bank for real. It'll be there. And I really appreciate this guy here. We've traveled a lot of roads here in the last few years, ain't we?
Absolutely.
And we had a good time together. And it didn't matter if he'd be sick on the road, I'd look after him. If I'd get sick, he'd look after me. And that's pretty close right there. We just like brothers. But anyway, he comes from down around, I'm going to say York, South Carolina. How's that sound?
Between Rock Hill and York.
What's your address, York or Rock Hill?
750 Anglewood Road, Rock Hill.
Okay, well, he's from Rock Hill then. Mr.
Yes.
Ken Scoggins, would you give him a good hand, please?
Mike, that's in the ghetto. That's out in the country in the ghetto. You
Yeah.
don't know anything about living in the ghetto.
I know I seen a Bigfoot out there one evening where he lives. There's even water runs over the road all the time. I ain't never seen a place like that, but I like it. We're going to do you a song. Y'all like Bill Monroe? Anybody like Bill Monroe? There you go. There you go. We're going to do you Bill Monroe tune, but before we get started, this is a song he did called Letter for My Darling. And you can listen to the words. We can't figure out what was going on because it don't mention drinking or nothing in this song, does it? But she said, I love you and left the guy. I mean, I reckon no matter how long you've been married, you better look out. Yeah, hang on to them. I've been married 40 years, and my wife Tina's the only one to put up with me. I can tell you that right now. She's my right hand, and I appreciate her very much. But anyway, let's do this. Letter for my darling.
Now I can't answer a letter, for she left me no address. You should know, my little darling, you left my poor heart in distress.
I got a letter from my darling. She said she hated to go. It broke my heart, the words she wrote me. She closed by saying, I love you so.
She wrote the words she knew would hurt me, though we'll have each other's heart. Our love will fade away to sadness. Precious one, why did we have to part?
I got a letter from my darling. She said she hated to go. It broke my heart, the words she wrote me. She closed by saying, I love you so.
The letter meant goodbye forever, though we'll have each other's heart. Our love will fade away to sadness. Precious one, why did we have to part?
I got a letter from my darling. She said she hated to go. It broke my heart, the words she wrote me. She closed by saying, I love you so. She closed by saying, I love you so. Oh, man, yeah, that's Bill Monroe right there. Before I go on introducing, I got to ask the question, how many veterans we have here tonight? Would you raise your hand, please? Veterans, people who served? Oh, yeah. Y'all give these folks a good hand. That's what keeps America free. I got to thinking about our veterans, and we need to pray for them, and the ones that's out there today, you know, they do keep our country free. And my grandson, we just delivered him 3 weeks ago to the Army, and we finally got a letter from him today. What them boys done, they could get the phone every Sunday and call in, but one of them snuck a doggone cell phone into the barracks. Yeah, and that didn't go over too good down there. So now he's having to write letters. And we finally got the first letter. I got to tell you this one. And he's like me. He likes to eat. Me and him used to fix steaks and stuff. We got Dalton. He's about 5 years old when he's 19. We've had him all these years. But anyway, the first thing he said in that letter, he said, "Pop, I sure do miss my family. I sort of took y'all for granted a little bit, and the food down here is nasty." I said, wow, he's growing up. He's learning something now. Appreciates his family, but he's always been a good kid. But anyway, I got this song right here. I got to thinking one night, and I think God gave me this. You know, we need God more today than we did yesterday. And at the end, how about y'all helping us? Let's sing God Bless America before we go further, okay? Because America needs God. I don't care if it's Democrat, Republican, or whatever. We all need God. That's just the way it is. So let's do it, guys. You want me to start, or you want to start singing on it? Let's see if I can get it started. This is a hard song to play, for real. Now I'm a musician, a God-fearing man. I share the gospel anywhere that I can. I'm patriotic, I stand for the flag, and I get on my knees and pray God heals our land. We need God more today than we did yesterday. We need to pray for America and the folks who don't parade. We need to pray to find Jesus before it's too late. Oh, God bless America and the people who pray. Now I don't know what the future may hold, but I'm gonna keep praying. God's in control. I'm just a man who answers God's call, and by the grace of God, I pray America won't fall. We need God more today than we did yesterday. We need to pray for America and the folks who don't parade. We need to pray they find Jesus before it's too late. Oh, God bless America and the people who pray. Oh, God bless America and the people who pray. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie to the ocean wide we foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, yeah. Well, everybody's got one, a bass player. He's a good one, too. Can you walk out and there you go, where they can see you. He hides back there. Yeah. Yeah, well, what happened to that thing? One night he left his big old K bass outside and it rained and that thing shrunk up to that. But it works. That's the main thing. He comes from up in Morgan's in North Carolina. He's just like Ken over there. We have a lot of fun traveling together, and he's as honest as the day's long. It don't matter what song I asked him to try to do, he can do it. He can play guitar, too. Oh, yeah, he's a fine guitar player, too. And he's got a good wife, too, because she's the only one put up with him, just like my wife put up with me. 49. 49 years. Wow, 49 years. That's good, ain't it? Yep. I ain't even going to go over there. Y'all give him a good hand. I'm not going over there. I'm sorry.
I'm impressed. Add one more year to it, and that's half 100 right there.
We going to find him a good wife that'll put up with his picking. I'm telling you what's true. Cause you can ask him, we let him go anywhere, you know it.
Before my mama passed away, she asked me, she said, Ken, will you ever get married again? I said, Mom, I said, probably so. She says, what is it that you're looking for? I said, I am looking for a virtuous, trustworthy woman that's politically, fiscally, and spiritually conservative and free from all forms of perversion and iniquity. She says, you're going to be single, ain't you?
Now, back to the bass player. Would you like to say a kind word about him right quick? That's enough right there. You said enough about Sonny. Now, come over here. You can say something right quick.
Well,
I don't want Ray to fire me.
I'm trying to save my voice. Y'all can tell I've been in the bed for a week, and I can't hear nothing, and I can't hardly talk. But the thing that impresses me most about this guy right here is he's still got his hair. And I tell you, that is the finest head of hair on anybody that I think I've ever seen in my life. And he's proud of it, too, and he did not buy that in a store nowhere. That is actually his.
That's awful kind that you saying that. Yeah.
Okay,
he comes from Morganton, North Carolina. Will you give Mr. Sonny Hensley a good hand, please? You want me to introduce myself? Or
No,
you
no,
sure?
I didn't
Wait
know.
a minute. I'm scared you and Sonny go to working on this thing.
No, I didn't know it was your time yet, but I better get this
go ahead.
out
I
before I
got
lose.
something planned for me and Sonny, okay?
Before I lose my voice all the way together. And folks, y'all bear with me. Like I said, I ain't been out of bed in a week. The quickest way to get the flu, and the doctor says I ain't contagious no more because I ain't got no temperature. Quickest way in the world to get a flu is to go to the doctor and get a flu shot. That's about the guaranteed way to do it. But folks, over here on my right and on your left, or maybe on your right too, depending on which direction you're sitting in the seat tonight, makes his home up in Shelby, North Carolina. Shelby, North Carolina is known for three things. One of them is mosquitoes, and the other two is banjo pickers. One of them knows Mr. Earl Scruggs, and another one's this guy right here. Folks, you know him and you love him from movies, magazines, television shows, 8-track tapes, cassettes, and long play albums. Men fear him, women love him, and children respect him. Folks, he is a member of the Georgia Country Music Hall of Fame and is known near and far as being the king of the hard-driving banjo. Folks, 74 years old, and I tell you, and I say I cut up a lot, but I'll say with all sincerity, you've never met a fella in the world that enjoys playing this 5-string in front of folks more than this guy right here does. And when I'm 74 years old, I hope I have half the energy that he does. Folks, known as the king of the hard-driving banjo. How about a nice hand for Mr. J.Max McKee?
Thank you, Ken. That's all for mine. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And it is a great honor to be down here tonight. We love coming down here and playing for the folks. Appreciate Ray and all of them back there, too. He's a good man. Ain't no doubt about that. I appreciate him. Me and Sonny, the reason I was waiting, we're going to do you a little. Y'all like Don Reno, I know. I love Don Reno picking, but now I take Don Reno stuff and play my style. Now, he tunes down to play this song. I said, I'm going to do it backwards. I'm going to just not tune down. I'm just going to play it. And it's a good little boogie-woogie called the Banjo Riff. Are you ready, Mr.
What
Sonny?
key you in?
I'm in D chords.
Okay.
Oh, he can't remember the chords. I meant to tell y'all about that.
No, I can't even tell you what he's going to do next, much less remember the chord he's going to do it in.
We got him on that new drug for your memory. You know what I'm saying? But it don't work. That's the gimmick, folks. I hate to tell you. It ain't worked on him, has it, son?
Okay, Mike.
All right, you ready to go? Maybe you can do it twice. Let's hear it for Mr. Sonny over here. Come on, y'all. Banjo reel. That's all right, guys. I don't know anybody in here might can remember this. I bet Ray can. It's Clyde Moody. Anybody remember Clyde Moody? He was the waltz king one time, and I got to work right smart with Clyde Moody and learn a lot off of Clyde. He told me one time, he said, you know, always remember this. If you don't do nothing else right, get a cowboy hat on and a sport coat and a tie, and that'll help you 100% on stage. And I've learned a lot, and when it comes to gospel music, he said, get that hat off. And I remember all that stuff. So I want to do one for Clyde Moody, okay? He did one that I loved. He lived up in Marion, North Carolina. If I had my life to live over. Let's see if we can do that, Ken, while we're there in D, please. Hey, feel like doing that?
Absolutely.
Okay. There's a little log hut in old Caroline. Let me start that song again. I think that's where it starts. There's a little log hut in old Caroline. The doors are shut and covered with vines. That's where I live when just a lad. I was happy there with mother and dad. Now I'm alone and oh so lonely. I know my heart would be so sad. But if I had my life to live over, I'd stay at home with mother and dad. My home in old Caroline, I rambled around from time to time. I waited too late to go back home, for the ones I've loved have done passed on. Now I'm alone and oh so lonely. I know my heart would be so sad. But if I had my life to live over, I stay at home with mother and dad. No parents, no place to call home. I'm out in this world and all alone. My heart is sad, my heart is broke. I've got no home, no mother, no dad. Now I'm alone and oh so lonely. I know my heart would be so sad. But if I had my life to live over, I'd stay at home with mother and dad. I'd stay at home with mother and dad. Oh yeah, Clyde Moody right there, boy. Gee. I'm moving through because we tried to get a CD out before that COVID deal. And, well, it's still in a recording studio. So we need to work on that this year. And I'd like to get me a gospel deal out too this year. I've been writing a lot of gospel music. I love the good Lord. But I want to do one now. This is a true story, and I'm going to let the song tell it like it is. My wife, I do a lot of the clothes washing and stuff at home and stuff like that. My wife used to travel and play music with me, and she has spinal stenosis now, and she's not able to travel. So, you know, I try to help out around the house when I'm not working and on the road. But anyway, one morning I went to turn our dryer on. That thing didn't work. I said, Tina, you're going to have to call a repairman to fix this dryer. And she said, J.Max, you are the Maytag man. Well, anyway, it wasn't hard to fix that thing, but I didn't tell her. So I'm going to let you listen to this song because these words are true words, okay? It goes like this. My wife thinks I'm the Maytag man. She thinks I can do anything with my two hands. From fixing the dryer to the washing machine, my wife thinks I'm the Maytag man. I never will forget the day that dryer quit. I told my wife to call the repairman. She said, J-Mac, you're the Maytag man. My wife thinks I'm the Maytag man. She thinks I can do anything with my two hands. From fixing the dryer to the washing machine, my wife thinks I'm the Maytag man. I said, honey, do you think I can fix that thing? She said, I know you can do anything. But she don't know what I know. I thank God for the internet. So I got on YouTube. I told it my problem that I had to fix. It said to check the power source first. And I did. I checked that power source and got to noticing something. They got to be plugged up to work. So I plugged that thing up and waited for a couple of hours and finally went and told her, I said, I'll tell you what, honey. That thing sure was hard to fix and all. And I think tonight I need a big supper and just some hugging and all. And she said, oh, I can tell it wore you out. I said, it did. Here comes the problem, folks. Should I tell her the truth or should I just let her think that? Guys, let's do a little thinking. We're going to think right now. I thank God for the internet. My wife thinks I'm the Maytag man. She thinks I can do anything with my two hands. From fixing the dryer to the washing machine, my wife thinks I'm the Maytag man. Oh, my wife thinks I'm the Maytag man. Let's go up. Let's see here. Let me find my capo. Y'all like good gospel music? Oh, I do too. Anybody here remember Randall Hilton? He was a songwriter out of Nashville, and he traveled the country carrying 2 guitars, and he dressed like Abraham Lincoln. He stood about 6'4", one of the best friends I ever had in the music business. When you hear Vernon Gosling sing some of his stuff, Randall's who wrote that stuff. Lester Flatt, Ralph Stanley, the Room at the Top of the Stairs, all that. That was Randall Hilton, one of the finest guys I ever knew. But he wrote a song called 2 Men Are Praying. And he told me, he said, yeah, go over in Luke and you'll find it. So over in Luke, about chapter 18, around about the 10th verse, it'd go talking about these 2 men. They thought they was doing something pretty good, but it didn't turn out. Well, it turned out real good, but at first it didn't. So it's over there. And one of them, you know, was a sinner. Another thought he was perfect and strong and all that good stuff. So anyway, we're going to sing about it, boys. Well, 2 men are praying, oh, 2 men are praying, 2 men are praying to the Lord. One was a sinner and one was a Pharisee. 2 men are praying to the Lord. Well, the Pharisee was proud, oh, he shouted out loud, oh, God, there's no dirt upon my hand. I'm perfect, I'm strong, I've never done no wrong. I'm glad I'm not like that sinner man. 2 men are praying, 2 men are praying, 2 men are praying to the Lord. One was a sinner and one was a Pharisee. 2 men are praying to the Lord. Well, the sinner looked down with his face to the ground, ashamed to even lift his trembling voice. I'm guilty, Lord, he cried. I'm weak down inside. Have mercy on me, for I know I'm lost. 2 men are praying, oh, 2 men are praying. 2 men are praying to the Lord. One was a sinner and one was a Pharisee. 2 men are praying to the Lord. Easy, boys. Well, the Bible said the Lord, he listened to both prayers. He listened and he gave it awesome thought. The Pharisee said, we wash before we pray, but the sinner found a blazing God's own heart. 2 men are praying, oh, 2 men are praying. 2 men are praying to the Lord. One was a sinner and one was a Pharisee. 2 men are praying to the Lord. Oh, 2 men are praying. 2 men are praying. 2 men are praying to the Lord. One was a sinner and one was a Pharisee. 2 men are praying to the Lord. Oh, yeah. Ken, what about, he does a real pretty song, In the Garden. Would y'all like to hear In the Garden? This is one of my favorite gospel songs. And we've had revival at my church all week. I tell you what's the truth. And then last night, I got a phone call. The piano player said, I'm sick. I can't be there tonight. Okay. And then our choir director, she couldn't be there last night, so I ended up having to be a one-man show last night. But we had some good church last night, and I just thank the good Lord. Where I'm going, I thank the good Lord for my talents. You know, it don't matter what kind of talents we have. Our next breath, we just need to thank God for it. I can tell you that right now. And I love the Lord, and I wear it where you can see it too. When I'm off stage, what you see is what you get. That's just the way I am. And I've been lucky to have a wife for 40 years, and we had 2 boys, and I wish Dalton could have been first, our grandson. He was the best one of all of them. He got one whooping I can remember of since he's been at our house, and that was, we were on the bus traveling. I took him everywhere. And we went to this rest area, and when we got off, my wife told him, said, Dalton, don't you run out, I get off the bus. He's a little bitty boy. He took off and run across the road, you know, where you come in the rest area and went over there. She whooped him. I think I cried more than he did, but I didn't let me see me, you know, because I'm so tender-hearted. I just can't stand to see that whooping stuff. And when I come up, buddy, whooping wasn't nothing. My grandma raised me, and she could take a belt and take on a whole police department with that belt. I'm telling you she could. Some of these mobs that they was, you give my grandma one of them number 40 belts, she'd clear out for you. Whoo, she could swing that thing. But anyway, back on this, Ken does one of the beautifulest jobs that you can find on In the Garden. So I'm going to let him do that, please.
Folks, thank you very much. I hope I can get this thing out with the old croupy voice I got tonight. If you want to hear me do it without a croupy voice, if you stop over here by the table before we leave tonight, we've got an all-gospel CD on that table where we do this song. We went back an old hymnal. I come up in the Methodist church when I was a little fella, and we went back in that old hymnal when we did the CD, and we tried to pick out some of what we thought were the prettiest gospel songs that we thought we had ever heard, and this is probably one of my favorites. And it's all the way. Max likes to do this key all the way up in C, all the way up in the key of C. But Max told me a long time. He said, "Do it easy, son, because if it's hurting you to sing it, it's hurting somebody to listen to it." So we'll give this a try and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I heard somebody do it one time, and it just sounded really cool. I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of His voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that He gave to me within my heart is ringing, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share
All right, I got the word break time, so we're going to let y'all rest for just a few minutes. And and then we'll be back. We ain't going nowhere. We can play all night. I mean, you know, I like doing that stuff. And I tell you, I really appreciate y'all very much. Out of all we played, this is really a lively audience, ain't it, brother? And we played Georgia and everywhere. Not that they wasn't good, but I tell you what, y'all, I love y'all. Y'all love music. That's good. I like music. So I'm going to turn it over to Ray right here. He's looking at me. Stop. I'm not a politician. My grandson, I told him one time, I said, I'm thinking about running for office. He said, Pop, I wish you wouldn't do that. They'll assassinate you. You're too honest.
Let's give them a hand, folks. Yeah. They'll be back in a few minutes. Won't be gone long.
We do you some guitar picking, too.
There you go. Just a couple of quick reminders, and then I'll let this thing rest a little bit. Please remember the donation buckets that are all scattered around. The admission here is free, but obviously it's not free to run this show and to do the things that we do. So we appreciate anything that you can give us. Also, over on the side table over here, we have that silent auction. There are a number of nice things there that you can bid on. And if you turn out to be the high bidder, it'll be yours. And you do not have to be here to win that. So if you are so inclined, come over there. And last but not least, thank you all for being here. We couldn't do this show without all of you, and I appreciate you all being here. And we certainly look forward to next year when we're gonna have a ball. So you'd be surprised at some of the things that we have planned for next year. So thank you all for being here, and the band will be back in shortly. If I can bother you one more time, we've just discovered that we have a fair amount of this marinara spaghetti sauce, the vegetarian spaghetti sauce, left. So if anyone would like to have that, we're selling it for $10 a quart. So you can go up to the window over there and they'll fix you right up. Thanks.
guitar in here a little bit. I'll try. Let's see how I'm going to take some tune. It was so close, it's pathetic, son. Let's see. What do I want to start with? Grab a seat. Don't let me forget, we're going to do Kentucky Band too. That gentleman's out here with Kentucky Band. We'll put a little Kentucky in. Huh? Kentucky Band boy to sing.
Yeah, I know. You know Kentucky.
Yeah. I can sing a little bit of it. Somebody wanting that? Well, keep that on about. I may need it. All right, we're back. We're going to go down here. I just thought of a song that I really like, and we ain't done one of them bootlegging songs. Lester Flatt used to sing one called Dig a Hole in the Meadow. Gonna lay darling Corey down. So we're going to try to do that for you, and it goes like this here, boys. Everybody in sing. Well, the first time I seen darling Corey, she was sitting on the banks of the sea. A 44 around her, Gibson banjo on her knee. I dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the gold ground. I dig a hole in the meadow, gonna lay darling Corey down. Wake up, darling Corey, why do you sleep so sound? The revenuer's coming, gonna tear your steel house down. I dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cold ground. Dig a hole in the meadow, gonna lay darling Corey down. Go away, darling Corey, and leave me alone. Your whiskey has ruined my body, your beauty has wrecked my soul. I dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the gold ground. I dig a hole in the meadow, gonna lay darling Corey down. The revenue shot darling Corey, they shot that woman down. The preacher's preaching her funeral, they land her in the ground. I dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the gold ground. Dig a hole in the meadow, gonna lay darling Corey down. Oh yeah, I guarantee it. That one will be. little song I wrote a long time ago and recorded called The Outlaw Boogie. While we're right there, you can tell I don't plan nothing. But anybody here raising their grandkids? Anybody? I was raised by grandparents. Hadn't been from grandparents, I don't know what I would do. And thank God for grandparents. I told our preacher, I said, you know, we need to have a grandma day at our church. You know, we have Mother's Day and all, but we need to have a grandmother's day. And even my church, if I asked how many is bringing up their grandkids, it'd shock you sometimes that the people raise their hand and they're raising their sisters' children and all. But anyway, thank God they got somebody to raise them. And come on, Ray, and I'll finish talking here in a minute. Y'all give Ray a good hand. He does a great job, and I appreciate you, Sam.
It's time for that 50-50 raffle. Get your tickets out. Everybody got their tickets? This young lady is going to draw one.
Ken, did you get a ticket?
Just one.
I ain't got no money.
Okay, here it is. 4, 6, 5, 3, 0, 8. 4, 6, 5, 3, 0, 8. There we go. There we go. The total winnings are $71. Well, thank you very much. You donated it back to the church. Okay.
I appreciate you, Ray. No problem. Give Ray and this young lady another good hand. Yeah. Now, talking about grandmothers, my grandmother raised me, and I'll tell you what, she is strict. I always said, you know, I was drugged when I was a kid. Yeah, I was drugged to church every time the door opened. Thank God she did that. And that's been through my whole life. She made sure I got to get to go to church. My grandfather, he didn't get saved until he was probably 65 years old. I'll never forget when he walked down the aisle. He was a big gentleman, weighed about 325, something like that. And he's always good to me. And that's all I can tell you. But anyway, I was in a recording studio dubbing some banjo for the Golden Valley Crusaders. And I got my part down pretty quick. And I was sitting in there and they had me in a rocking chair in my own little room, you know. And I got to think about my grandma used to take that storybook out in Bible out in the evenings after supper and read us Bible stories, you know. And then she'd sing a lot of times, Jesus loves me and all. I sit there and I wrote this here song right here. That scared me. And but I wrote this song for grandmas. It goes like this. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Grandma's rocking chair, oh, Grandma's rocking chair. She put Jesus in my ear there in a rocking chair. She taught me the Bible from the front to the back. Said always listen to God's holy word, it will teach you right. Grandma's rocking chair, Grandma's rocking chair. She put Jesus in my ear there in a rocking chair. She told me about Jesus, how he died upon the cross to save me from my sins where our souls won't be lost. Grandma's rocking chair, Grandma's rocking chair. She put Jesus in my ear there in a rocking chair. Now let's see, now Grandma is gone and the rocker too. I still have her Bible and she's in heaven too. Grandma's rocking chair, oh, Grandma's rocking chair. She put Jesus in my ear there in a rocking chair. Grandma's rocking chair, Grandma's rocking chair. She put Jesus in my ear there in a rocking chair. Oh yeah, Grandma's rocking chair. Ken, we got a gentleman out there, and I'm going to try to pick a little bit of Kentucky mandolin for him. And he goes up and sees my good friend, Donnie Little. And do you know Donnie? Oh, he's a musician. Anytime I couldn't come, I'd call Donnie if he ain't doing nothing. I'll tell you. Sonny knows him, don't you, Sonny? He's a real banjo player. There ain't no doubt about that. But anyway, when he gets that Martin in tune, you're going to have to get you a good guitar, Ken. That's what you need. Well, yeah. He needs one. Give him a Blue Ridge. That's the truth. Yeah. A lot of Martin people stand with the back to the audience because they got a problem. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I figured I'd get a laugh out of that. Wow. You know, I was thinking about something else here lately where we've been playing. It seemed like I've eaten turkeys 3 times in 1 week. That was last week where we played. And, you know, I got to thinking about when I was coming up a little bit of boy, over my great-grandpa's, there was about 4 families lived in one house back in those days, and they farmed. And they had a big old long table on Sundays after church. You know, they had food on it, and everybody'd pile in there and eat. Well, my Uncle Lonnie, he was a choir director, so he could play Gibson guitars. He had a big old blonde Gibson, all that. But anyway, I never forget one Sunday, we was in there eating, and there was 1 chicken leg left. I'll never forget it. My grandma always told me, you don't do nothing. Everybody gets gone. If anything left, then you can eat again. And I was sitting there and blowing my mouth. My mouth was watering for that 1 piece of chicken. Well, about that time, there's a thunderstorm going on, and it lightning, and the lights went out, and I heard the office screaming and yelling in my life. And my grandpa when the lights come on, my grandpa had reached over to get that chicken, and there's 4 forks in the back of his hand trying to get that piece of chicken. I'll never forget that. All right, boys, let's do a little Kentucky mandolin here. Kentucky mandolin for you back there. I figured you'd like that. Hey, you know, we ain't went down to the beach tonight. Y'all like beach music? Anybody like beach music? We'll play a little bit if you like it. This really happened to me one year. Me and my mother and wife, we got booked down to the beach to play. Well, they didn't realize it when they booked us. We got out. We don't want a bluegrass band. We want one of them beach bands, which I like beach music. I used to play all that, you know. And I said, well, I can play Wipeout and I can play Under the Board. You can play, and you know, we got to play in that, and one of the best jobs I ever had at the beach. So, Sonny, let's do a little bit of Under the Boardwalk. You ready? A chord right there. And here's another, and I'll do a little bit while we're doing that. Wipe. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, would y'all like to hear a little guitar picking? Y'all like guitar picking? Y'all like that stuff? Okay. Talk here a minute, Ken. Tell me how much we love being down here.
Folks, I tell you, it's great to be down here. I tell you, I wish it was nice and warm and spring weather and stuff so we could have done the thing outside tonight. You know, it's hard to believe. Just a few weeks ago, we was walking around outside in short breeches. Now it seems like it's cold enough to snow. But if I ain't mistaken, I think this is probably our last show of the year. Now, we'll be starting back up not too long after the first of the year going again, but I tell you, I don't think it's a better place to end up a show than right here in and near your own hometown. It's usually when we go somewhere and play, we have to go 10, 12, 16 hours out of the way, and it's always a long way back home. But when I get in my little Jeep and head up the road, I just go to the end of Hans Mill and hang a right, and boom, across McConnell's Highway, and I'm home. And so from the bottom of our hearts, we sure do appreciate it. We appreciate the good meal, too. We always like playing in churches, because anytime you come to play in a church, it's always going to be some covered dishes. Man, I like, and that's probably the only good meal I'll get before we come back and play here again, to be honest with you. Because, again, when you're a single guy, I eat out of cans and boxes all the time, so... But anyway, do y'all feel sorry for me yet?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get y'all to feel sorry for me.
We feel sorry for you. Yes, sir.
But
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah,
come right up,
on.
buddy.
Come on, we get out of your way.
Okay, we had the silent auction. It was good. It was good. So I just wanted to say thanks for everybody who put in bids. So the cat basket is David Kuhn. I don't know if he's here or not. And then also David Kuhn got the scarf and hat and mittens. So that's that. And then the spaghetti meal plus the wine is Bill Ray. Okay.
Right there.
Cool, thank you. We could just catch up in a minute. And then the homemade pecan pie is Bert Cheesem. Thank you. And then the common ground cedar vase is Michelle Devine. And then for the glass box is Ray Moxley. Thank you.
Yeah, get back up. I'm gonna do you a little. Y'all like Earl Scruggs guitar picking? I do too. And I broke this guitar here. We call her Miss Marie. She's the prettiest one of the crowd. I can tell you that. So I'm gonna see if I haven't done this in a good while, but we're gonna try to do a little bit of Paul and Silas. All right. Well, Paul and Silas bound to jail all night long. Paul and Silas bound to jail all night long. Well, Paul and Silas bound to jail all night long, saying, "Who shall deliver for me?" All right, Earl. Well, the lightning flashed and the thunder roared all night long. The lightning flashed and the thunder roared all night long. Well, the lightning flashed and the thunder roared all night long, saying, "Who shall deliver for me?" Well, that old jail, she reeled and rocked all night long. That old jail, she reeled and rocked all night long. Well, that old jail, she reeled and rocked all night long, saying, "Who shall deliver for me?" Well, the jailer cried, "What must I do?" All night long. Oh, the jailer cried, "What must I do?" All night long. Well, the jailer cried, "What must I do?" All night long, saying, "Who shall deliver for me?" All right, Marie. Paul and Silas prayed and sang all night long. Paul and Silas prayed and sang all night long. Well, Paul and Silas prayed and sang all night long, saying, "Who shall deliver for me?" Paul and Silas bound to jail all night long. Paul and Silas bound to jail all night long. Well, Paul and Silas bound to jail all night long, saying, "Who shall deliver for me?" Yes. Yeah, Phil, I didn't mean to hit you, Mike. Yeah.
What key did you do there?
B flat, or you gonna do a turn A?
No, that's fine. B flat. B flat's fine. Folks, I want to get Max to do one for me. I think he does a fantabulous job on. A lot of folks don't know it, but Max is just as good a guitar player as he is a banjo player. Folks, we're going to do a song. It's an old song that goes back a bunch of years. It's one called "Who Will Sing for Me?" And folks, every one of us it comes a time that's appointed unto us. We don't know when that time's going to come. Sometimes it comes soon for some folks, and it comes later for other folks. I retired in 20 after 35 years in police work here in Rock Hill, and I went for about as soon as I retired from the police department. I was a state police officer, and I went to work at the funeral home. is all police, once they retire for some reason, they like to go to work at the funeral home. And I stayed there for about a month, and I thought to myself, I said, perhaps this is just not the place for me to be. But you know, I would be there during the services and with families and stuff like that, and you think to yourself, you know, once you're gone, you know, who's going to sing for you? Who's going to be there? And I noticed that a lot of times when Mom and Dad was sick, wouldn't nobody come and help them out? Wouldn't nobody take care of them? Wouldn't nobody look after them? But by George, you let somebody pass away and somebody thinks it's a life insurance policy getting ready to pay off, you can't find a place to park all the cars in the yard. And y'all know what I'm talking about, and you know I'm telling the truth. Cars, people coming to the house to check on that insurance policy that you ain't never seen before, but it wasn't nobody there to help when Mom and Dad was getting down. So I let that go pretty quick. I said the funeral home wasn't the place for me, so I went back to work at the sheriff's office, and I've remained there very happily ever since. I'm in year 37 now, and I wonder where the time went to. But folks, this is a song that talks about who will sing when that time comes. Who will sing for me? Oft I sing for my friends when there's cold for my sea. But when I am called, who will sing one song for me?
I wonder who will sing for me
when I'm called to cross that silent sea.
Who will
sing for me? When friends shall gather round and look down on me, will they turn and walk away, or will they sing one song for me?
I wonder who will sing
for me when I'm called to cross that silent sea.
Who will
sing for me? So I'll sing till the end and helpful try to be, assured that some friends will sing one song for me.
I wonder who will sing for me
when I'm called to cross that silent sea.
Who will
sing for me? Who will sing one song for me?
I'm going to do you one more on the guitar while I got it. Let's see here. Does it matter where we do the Wildwood Flower, Sonny? How about F? See if I need F. Oh, yeah. Would y'all like to hear the Wildwood Flower? Well, I I was going to do Reuben for the last, and could I have two if I cut this in short? Please? Okay, you're a good man. And I'll, sir? They got two more things, a sauce. Yeah, yeah.
Folks,
I thought you was hanging one, yeah.
Now, folks, y'all need to go back there and get that sauce and take it home with you, because that's just one less thing that you got to cook for Thanksgiving. And see, yeah, and you'll get all the accolades for all doing all that cooking, and see, you ain't done nothing.
All right, and I was going to tell you, this is the only place in the world you can ask Ray. You're going to get to see this tonight. The Wildwood Flower play backwards. Oh, yeah. Trust me. Here we go. Y'all pray for me now. Let me loosen up here. Here we go. All right, now we're going to play it backwards. You ready? I told you I'd play it backwards, didn't I? I'd been on the road about 3 days, and we come in one night, and I dreamed I could play the Wildwood Flower backwards. And I got up about 4 in the morning, and I sit there to dinner time, make sure I can remember it. I'm out of those CDs, but I even recorded it that way, so here we go.
Folks, I think we got time for about one more tune. We certainly appreciate y'all coming out tonight. It was such a great crowd. And it's getting dark and cold, and I know y'all folks ain't got nothing else to do except come out and listen to a little music and enjoy a good meal in a great place. As you leave this place, folks, drive carefully and wear your seatbelt and don't speed and don't do that stuff that you ain't supposed to do, and do the stuff that you are supposed to do. And hopefully sometime around spring or so, after the weather turns better, we'll be seeing you again, and we'll be outside, and it'll be a beautiful sunny day. Folks, on behalf of the J.Max McKee Band, myself, Ken Scoggins, Sonny Hensley back on the bass, and Mr. Hard Driving Banjo himself, just J.Max McKee, over here. We certainly do appreciate it. We love you to death, and we'll see you again very soon.
And I want you to give Ray and all the folks who put this on a great big hand, because it takes a lot to do this. I know. I've had to do it. And I appreciate you, brother. I really do. All right, I'm going to do you a little bit of the Mama Blues and a little bit of Reuben, okay? And I call it cross-handed Reuben because I'm going to do some crazy things on it, too, all right? See, I told you.
Okay.
Then don't buy that vitamin about that memory. No.
Max told me a long time ago, he says, you don't think, let me think for you. And it works a whole lot better when I don't think.
Don't feel bad.
Okay.
My wife played for me over 20 years, and I still have to tell her the chords every once in a while, so you're all right.
I think we're ready now, Max.
All right, let's do it. What do you want, son? You want me to do what? You want me to pick the cross-handed Reuben? We're going to try to pick it. Here we go. words of this song goes like this. Well, you ought to have been uptown when that train come down. You could hear Reuben's whistle 100 miles. Reuben, oh Reuben, you could hear a whistle cry 100 miles. Now, Ken, we're going to do a little behind the bridge picking, all right? Oh, yeah, here we go. You won't see this nowhere but right here tonight in the world either. It goes like this. Let's do it above the bridge. How's that sound?
Let her go.
I'm going to do that one more time and see what happens. Thank y'all very much. We appreciate y'all very much. Thank you. There you go. Oh, you got me. That is all right. Whew. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you in March.